Hi, students. I hope you are enjoying Typhoon holiday today, but you cannot have holiday, especially for the mathematics subject, because we are super busy and we have lack of time all the time. So let's study. Chapter 15 is Naseosaurus, scale drawings, bearing, and trigonometry. So this chapter is very crucial because a lot of students are not good at this topic. So please be concentrated on listening and studying this topic. But scale drawing is very natural because you've done maps and scales all the time from the primary school. A rectangular field is 100 meters long. 100 meters long and 45 meters wide. A scale drawing of the field is made with a scale 1 centimeter to 10 meter. Then 100 meter, it is going to be represented as 10 centimeter on the map as scale drawing. And then, what's that? Let's see. Change meter to centimeter and then divided by 10, right? So divided by 10, which is 4.5, and change meter to centimeter. So the length is going to be 10 centimeter. And width of the field in the drawing is going to be 4.5 centimeter. That is the answer. It's easy, right? Exercise 15.1, actual distance between two villages is 12 kilometers. Calculate the distance between the villages on a map. The scale is 1 centimeter to 4 kilometers. 12 kilometers, you need to find the multiplier, which is 3 in this case, very obvious. So multiply by 3. So 3 centimeter represent 12 kilometers on this map. And B, 5 kilometer represent 1 centimeter. So we need to calculate a multiplier in this case. Since 5a equals 12, then a is 12 over 5, which is 2.4. So multiply by 2.4. 2.4 centimeter is the distance on the map between two villages. It's easy, right? Let's move on. Angle of elevation and angle of depression. It's very natural from this diagram, right? If you want to see the tip of the highest point of the building, and then of course you should look up the building, then you can measure from your eye level to the highest point of the building, and you can measure this angle. It is called angle of elevation. And in this case, you should look down from your eyesight. In this case, we call it as angle of depression. Let's solve the question number 2 together. A ladder of length 3.6 meters stands horizontal ground. Just look at the diagram. And then this is the 70 degrees, okay? It means that A should be 20 degrees because it's a right angle triangle, right? Okay. Then we need to draw a scale drawing using a scale of 1 centimeter to 50 centimeter. Since 1 centimeter to 50 centimeter, 3.6 meter means 360 centimeter. We need to find the multiplier. 50A equals 360. Then A is 7.2. So times 7.2 means 7.2 centimeter as a scale drawing. Then we need to draw this situation on your paper, and then by using it, we need to find how far the ladder reaches up the wall B. Okay. So let's gather the information that we have for now. The length of the ladder, and we know the angle size, both edge, right? So you need to draw 7.2 centimeter by using your ruler. And by use a protractor, you can measure 70 degrees from here, this part, and 20 degrees here. Then it's gonna be right angle triangle. Do you understand? You can draw this situation in a scale drawing in this way. And then the the both side angle is 20 degrees and right angle. So this is B. So by using your ruler, you can measure this size. You can measure this size, which is, wait for a sec. Which is around 5.6 centimeter. But you need to measure it by using your ruler, understand? 5.6 centimeter. Then you need to find the real distance from the ground to this point, the length of B. So the scale drawing is 1 centimeter, 50 centimeter. 5.6 centimeter is actually 50 times 5.6, which is 280 centimeters. So in meter, it's going to be 2.8 meter is the answer. Bearings. So from the education perfect, you've learned what bearing is. Bearing is measuring the degree from the north point. North point, understand? So CTA and CTB, to measure the bearing from CTA to B, you need to draw a north point direction arrow first from CTA and measure this angle. To find the bearing from CTB to CTA, from CTB to CTA, then you need to draw a north point mark from B, and then the bearing is always need to measure by the clockwise, So you need to calculate this angle that is called bearing. Give the three figure bearing corresponding to west. This one is north, east, west, and south. From here, let's bearing the west. Then draw a north point arrow and measure to the west side clockwise this way. Then it's gonna be 270 degrees. Southeast. Southeast is gonna be in the middle of east and south. So from here, draw a circle clockwise. Then it's going to be 90 degrees. Half of 90 degrees is 45. So it's going to be 135 degree. Northeast, see, northeast here. Then from the north point, you can measure this angle clockwise, which is 45 degree. Write down the three figure bearings from A, figure bearings of A from B. So you need to draw a north point arrow here from B, and you need to measure the angle, this one. Do you understand? Then, since they are parallel lines and they are co-interior angles, add up to 180, right? So this angle is 88 degrees. Then to measure this angle, you need to subtract 88 from 360. Understand? Oh, I'm very sorry. It's not 88. It's 98. So 98, 360 minus 98 is 262 degrees is bearing of A from B. So draw a north point arrow from B and let's measure this angle. Again, since they are parallel lines, can you see they are co-interior angles? Or, you can use the alternate angle. This one is 45 degrees, right? And then since they are straight line angles, so that 180 minus 45, which is 135 degree, is the bearing that we are looking for. Okay, students, then now please go to Dr. Frost and do the work.